8 o'clock, and I desperately want to go to bed. But I know from repeated past experience, if I go to bed this early, what's going to happen? You guys know what will happen. You know what's happened when I've fallen asleep on the couch. You know what's happened when I've fallen asleep in here. I go to bed this early, I'll wind up waking up at midnight or at 11 or something like that, a few hours later. I do want to go to bed, though. Kitchen's a mess. I wish I could fall asleep, right now, and not wake up till 8 hours later, till like 4 in the morning, and be awake for the day. Damn well it's not going to happen. It just isn't. Should I just sleep anyway? I don't know. I know I'll wake up. Oh, I wanted to clarify what I said in the other video about Omar and the chair. The whole point I'm making is that Donald and Hope would gang up on me and negate any concerns I had regarding Omar. Any concerns, laugh it off. They were legitimate concerns, and they would just poo-poo them. Imagine if you had a kid there. Imagine if that was her favorite thing, Hope's favorite thing to say. No. What it was Donald's chair. It was old, and it was, the stuffing was all coming out of it. So, it was one of those black, those kind of chairs that aren't that expensive. Like a computer type chair. It wasn't a computer type chair, but it wasn't, I forget what it was. It wasn't a computer chair, but it was in the living. It wasn't that expensive type of chair anyway. Bottom line is the stuffing was coming out of it. Omar started eating the stuffing. Nobody but me cared, as usual. So then I bitched up a storm about Omar eating the stuffing because it's not good for him. He can get sick, All my legitimate Omar concerns negated by Donald and his mom. It leads you just go nuts after a while. You just can't even believe it. It's all happening. And then Donald taped up his chair, and Omar's eating the tape. Oh. I wanted to tell you guys something that I've been meaning to tell you. I gotta get ready after go to sleep, though. It's regarding my mom's friend, the one that she, prior to getting sick, she's telling me, oh, what a good friend this woman is and whatnot, and apparently it's really hard when you have a mom's kind of illness and wind up in the hospital and whatnot, but my mom has not mentioned this friend at all. But when my mom was first in the hospital and still coherent and talking to us on the phone, people on the phone and whatnot, she's like, I don't want anything to do with Betty. She's such and such, such and such, such. Now, you know how my mom gets. So, on the one hand, I can understand where Betty's coming from. My mom was probably saying, can't you come visit me or whatever, and Betty's older than my mom. But the interesting thing is, my mom has not mentioned Betty since my mom got out of the hospital. She hasn't said a word. It's like in my mom's eyes, even now that she's better, it was that betrayal that her friend wouldn't come through for her, wouldn't come through for my mom, and my mom's at her lowest point, locked up again and whatnot. I don't know. I don't say anything, though. I don't want to open that kind of wound. If my mom wants to share it with me, she can, but I'm not going to say anything to anything like that to my mom. So what's going on with you and Betty? How come we don't talk to her anymore? No. Nope. I'm going to wait unless she reaches out to me and asks me, or for example, asks my advice. You think my mom hasn't asked my advice before? There was some kind of, I don't know what the deal was before, falling out between her and Betty, or she didn't think Betty liked her anymore, or something or other, and it turned out that Betty didn't have the correct phone number or some shit, but then I'm thinking, Betty just lives right down the street, Betty could just come here in person, but regardless, there was something going on, I forget, and my mom said, should I send her a letter, a card? And I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? Why not do that if that's what you want to do? And then they became friends again. The ones generally Mom, in the beginning of her stay, did adamantly say to me, so-and-so's not my friend. And it might, unfortunately, because so-and-so doesn't, but I can see it from Betty's point of view as well. I do. I see it from her point of view. I think, on the one hand, on the other, I see it from my mom's point of view. Betty's older than my mom and set in her ways, and yeah, she's a good friend. My mom's not in the hospital, but probably doesn't want to be constantly badgered by my mom. My mom is in the hospital. That's my take on it. I don't know. I just know that my mom has mentioned her. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up. Believe me, if she wants to mention her friend and etc., she will. You staying up, Mama, or going to bed? Oh, God, I can't form coherent thoughts right now to any great degree. I'm tired. I think I'm gonna go to just shut my light off and not put my wrinkle cream on and go to bed without getting ready for bed. gonna nap, maybe wake up, and then just try not to stay up all night long. What's that noise? I don't know. What the hell? I think I'm just going to lie here without my earplugs, without putting my cream on, without brushing my teeth. I didn't brush my face already. And nap. Why try to, why fight it? Why fight it? Yeah, if my mama brings up her friend, then either if she says she's sad, if my mama says I'm sad over this, like she's done before, I forget the friggin' circumstances or something. But then everything was fine. My mom wrote the woman a letter. I think my mom was assuming the woman was mad at her. And she decided to write her a letter, and she found out that the woman was not mad at her. But regardless, I'm not going to bring it up with her. Because my mom wouldn't even probably remember. I don't know if she knows. I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna open up a wound if it's there, you know. But I do remember when she was in the hospital, her telling me she's not my friend. What did she do? And I don't even know what she did. But basically, it obviously consists of not being there for my mom when my mom's in the hospital, and you know. A lot of people can't deal with shit like that. They're a friend to you until, you know, something like that happens, but I don't know. I'm not going to get involved unless my mama asks me for an opinion or whatnot. But it has been weird because my mom usually loves going to hang out with her friend once in a while and whatnot. She hasn't ever mentioned it. And it's like she doesn't even have that friend anymore. And perhaps whatever she's thinking, but she's not sharing it with me, and it's none of my business, you know. Not unless she asks me. I don't know. as she has me. I came in here at 8:15 and I'm going to nap against my better judgment. I didn't take the shower. I didn't even show my mom the water that comes out. I will shower though. Because certainly you can wash yourself down in that, you know. Won't be too fun to wash hair, but again, it is possible to do that.